I want to talk about the rippling effect, because I know you got to get out of here at 1, but I want to talk about the rippling effect that you have had on people and how that makes you feel. I mean, you were relatively unknown just a year and a half, 2 years ago. And now you have become, I mean, for lack of a better term, you're an online celebrity. And your reach is fantastic now. This thing that you were talking about how your impact can affect the people around you in a not insignificant way, a very significant way. What has that been like for you? I mean, what has that adjustment been like?
Oh, I haven't adjusted to it.
How old are you?
55.
So for 53 years, you're relatively anonymous, outside of university.
Yeah. I had a little bit of exposure. I did some work with a public television station in Canada, and I had my little flashes of public appearances. That sort of thing. This is crazy.
What you've done on this show, I mean, millions.
Yeah,
millions of people have listened and watched each individual episode.
Yeah, they're about 2 million views each, and then about...
And that's nothing compared to the YouTube. YouTube is nothing compared to the audio.
Yeah, so the audio is like 5 times that or something. Yeah, so that's, it's completely crazy. No, I haven't adjusted to it. It's like, I don't know. I mean, have you adjusted to your status?
I'm numb.
Yeah, so what's it like when you think about it? You wake up in the morning and you think, okay, I'm going to get 1 billion downloads this year.
I don't think that. I think I'm going to talk to Jordan Peterson. What do I want to talk to him about?
That's how I handle it. It's exactly the same thing. For the last 15 months, this is what I've done. I've got up in the morning. I've looked at the 25 things I have to do in a mad rush before 7 o'clock at night. I think I'm going to go through them and I'm going to concentrate on them, do the best job I can. Then at 7 o'clock tonight, I'm going to have a rest. I'm going to take a look at what I have to do tomorrow, and I'm going to do the same thing. That's what I've been doing. And then when I stand back a little bit, like when it sort of dawns on me, then it's disconcerting. Like it's surreal. I can't figure it out. I can't understand it. But there's no sense dwelling on that because, first of all, I don't know how to conceptualize it. I don't know why it's happening exactly. Like I think what's happened is that 2 things. One is that I said there was something I wouldn't do with regards to this legislation. And I meant it. I actually meant it. I wasn't going to use those words under legal compulsion, period, no matter what. And I actually meant that. So there was that. But then I think the more relevant thing is that I've been studying these old stories, these archetypal stories, for a very long period of time. And they have power. They really have power. And they manifest themselves everywhere. They manifest themselves in movies and in books. I mean, Harry Potter's a mythological story, and it made Roland richer than the Queen of England. These stories have power. And I was fortunate enough to study a large number of people, large number of scholars who knew what that power was, Carl Jung in particular. And I could make it more accessible to people. And so that's a big part of it. But what the overall significance of that is, well, it just leaves me speechless. I mean, this Kathy Newman thing's a good example. And I mean, so many things have happened. I've got involved. I've been in a scandal of some sort, a serious scandal of some sort, probably every 3 weeks for a year and a half. And there are things that are just, well, the James Damore thing is a good example of that. Like, that's a big deal, that explosion that emerged around him and the court case that's coming out of it. It's a big deal. And this thing with Lindsay Shepherd, that was the worst scandal that ever hit a Canadian university. And then there was all the protests and then there was what happened with Channel 4 in the UK. And it's like, I don't know what to make of it. What I'm trying to do is have a good conversation when I come and talk to somebody like you, where we can have a good conversation. Try not to say anything stupid. That's really what I'm trying to do, is to not say anything stupid.
That's hard.
Or too stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it's been high-stakes poker.
Yeah.
It's not quite so bad now, because especially after what happened with Channel 4, and some journalists, like people have been trying to take me out for quite a long time, and it isn't working.